Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Otto Chris. I made a video last time talking about just sharing some tips on being over the road, trucking, over the road trucking. And I wanted to get into, just give you some of my experience when it came to being a regional trucker. Now, the difference between regional is you're not going across you're not going across the entire country. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go from here to California. Like, you might be Southeast regional, so you might be running from like Maryland down to Florida or something like that, or from, wherever you live in the South and running in that area. Like, you might be going from Maryland all the way up to Maine, for example. That's the difference between being a OTR guy versus being a OTR regional guy. So you'll just be running in that in those few states. Now, my experience with regional, man, I like the regional because I got a chance to come home at least every weekend. I still had the problems of dealing with like my son, mother, my ex, and everything like that, with me being gone during the week, because stuff would happen throughout the week, and I guess she would feel like I needed to be there, which sometimes I should have, but I was out making money, out trying to provide for my son, me and my son. It's really not, it's not the ideal trucking job if you still want to be in town, if you got a kid and you want to be involved and stuff like that. So that's that's something you got to keep in mind. Also, the money. Okay, it all depends, man. Being regional, it all depends. It all depends on what company you with. It all depends on what type of freight you're running, what type of stuff you're doing. I was coming home every week. I was doing car hauling, and once I started to get the hang of it and started to know how to make the money in car hauling, when I learned how to get to the dollar in car hauling, I was bringing 14, working out. I was coming home Saturdays, working 5 days, bringing home 4. I was grossing 1,400 weekly. 14 and change. You know what I mean? Because I would just run a load from. I would run a load from Baltimore, grab some Mercedes-Benz, Jags, some whatever. Run them up to Chicago, drop them off. Range Rover, drop them off. Then I grab some. Sometimes I go up there and get some. Sometimes I would grab some Subaru. I would go to the Subaru because they got the plant out there. And I would grab Honda sometimes somewhere in the Midwest. So I would grab something else from the Midwest and bring it back and be here by Saturday, unloading on Saturday. And just because if you do regional and you come home on the weekends, it doesn't mean you're gonna be home Friday night. You might get home Saturday 10 o'clock in the morning, or Saturday 12 o'clock in the afternoon too, as well. So just because you chose to be regional in your dispatch or your recruiter tell you that you're coming home every weekend, what they mean is you're gonna get your reset. You're gonna get your reset on the weekend. That's basically what you're gonna do. So you're not gonna get a full 48 hours. You're gonna get your 34-hour reset on the weekend. So you might get home on a Saturday. And you still got to drop off that load, and then you got to get home. Something might happen in between that time. So, man, with trucking, man, it's not set in stone. So unless you got a local job where you working right in your hometown, and you coming home, you know, every night, I mean, you if you out on that road, you can break down in Connecticut, and that can be your weekend. I actually done that. My first week when I was car hauling, my first week, I broke down. I was in Mass. I was up in Massachusetts, and I was at an auction grabbing some cars, man. And I got my truck loaded up. Got my truck loaded up, man, and the truck broke down, man. It wouldn't start. I had 9 cars. I had 8. I might have had 8 cars. 8 cars on my truck. Truck wouldn't start. So I was stuck. I had to stay, and I didn't get my truck back until later that next week. So I had to get a hotel and stay in that truck. So I couldn't come home on the weekend. Of course, I had to deal with, son, mom, and all that. But it is what it is. That's the nature of trucking, man. That's the nature of just being a trucker, man. You know, and that's just what it is, you know. But if you got some questions, that's my little spill on the regional, and then I'll get into the local stuff, man. And man, just shoot me some questions, man. Like, shoot me some disagreements, whatever, man. Whatever you disagree on, just shoot it to me, man. I'll shout you out. I'll make a little video. If the page is not really anywhere, it's not anywhere right now, but hey, man,